In recent memory, it's been an increasingly common occurrence to hear platform fighters get dunked on. Smash community members and critics alike have to suffer through the negligence and pettiness of Nintendo, and for many it's an irritant that every new platform fighter is touted as a Smash killer. In all honesty, it seems that new platform fighters only get attention when they seem like they have a high likelihood to kill Smash, or in other words, replace it. But is it really the best course of action to seek to replace something, rather than just making or appreciating a good game? Nick All-Star Brawl went from a fairly solid release to a lower level of interest than when announced, and it was the biggest Smash killer to see the light of day since Rivals of Aether. If we really want to replace Smash Bros. As a guidestone and create a better setting for the genre we love, how do we do it? Enter Multiverses. Revealed November 18th of last year, it's had an extremely quiet hype train so far. It surpassed All-Star Brawl only once in Google Trends data in the days of its initial reveal. The concept of a Warner Bros. Fighting game had been leaked as early as months prior to the game's reveal to an audience that had pretty high hopes for it as a Smash killer. Thankfully though, the pre-launch of the game is shaped up to be something very different and promising from the standard formula. The game's devs at Player First Games haven't shied away from highlighting their heavy focus on a 2v2 gameplay format and have embraced just about every viable criticism thrown at them. Coming from someone who's followed this game very closely since the day it was revealed, I would hope you take my word for it when it comes to developer communication and just how nice PFG really are. But if you need further proof, take a look at the legendary Tony Huynh. He's answered questions from community members nearly every day since the game's reveal and even pops into community discords on a regular basis. As a matter of fact, devs have given us scoop after scoop of inside information on the gameplay, mechanics, and even battle pass system of the game. So how is it that I'm probably the first person to make a video essay arguing for this game? I didn't get the chance to play in Multiverse's first tech test, but I did get to participate in the second, and I'm as excited as ever for the third. The experience I had with the second tech test elated me, and the private participant Discord just multiplied that. There may not be a crazy amount of people hyped for the game yet, but those that have been here already have been made loyal because of PFG's communal efforts alone. It almost makes you wonder why other developers haven't caught on to this secret technique. Being really nice people. PFG didn't need Warner Bros. Or these huge IPs to create the tight-knit community they've brought together, although they surely helped. And in all reality, this community has been formed through the great communication, willingness to address criticism, and immense passion Player First Games has to share with its community members. You might think all that should be enough to sell you on Multiverses being the great game that it is, but I'd argue that isn't even the half of it. Gameplay entirely aside, the model of continued support Multiverses will presumably have is something to gawk at in comparison to Smash Bros., with characters alone being a bottomless pit of possibilities, even without any third-party inclusion. The strengths of a season-based, free-to-play platform fighter are so innumerable that they've just become another thing I'm surprised nobody has really commented on. Don't get me wrong, I'm just as skeptical of season-based and free-to-play games as the next guy, but for people who love platform fighters, this model being adopted by something outside Brawlhalla is a great thing. The game being season-based requires that constant content be added in order to incentivize play, pass purchases, and microtransaction purchases, and we've already seen a taste of that in the game's custom ringouts, emotes, profile flares, and variants. This means in order to take in profit, PFG will continue to give Multiverses new content, and we can see the longevity we want out of a good platform fighter. The biggest profit point, however, will be the exact same selling point that draws most players to platform fighters to begin with: the characters. With these seasons being the financial backing of Multiverses while also carrying the content players genuinely want to see, what can stop this game? That question is what drove me to reach out to a pillar of the player base for the game, Slackers. Slackers has been making news videos on this game since a little before its reveal, and continues to do so to date, and is also currently 30 videos into a series on how likely it is popular character suggestions will be included, called Yay or Nay. So you should check him out if you're interested in following news content for the game. Having more than 140 videos on Multiverses in the past 6 months, I don't think there's anyone more qualified for me to reach out to in order to get this second perspective. What I found was very complimentary to the ideas I've formed. Slackers and I agreed on the likely post-launch climate of the game. He stated, "Right now I believe Multiverses will continue adding new content like characters, modes, stages, events, cosmetics for several years. With the amount of support everyone is showing right now, Multiverses can truly last for a long time." I then asked him for his thoughts on how PFG's plan of continuous support and free with microtransactions approach would impact the game. Truthfully, I love their approach with microtransactions. Every character can be unlocked by simply playing the game and earning in-game currency. In terms of impact, it'll definitely be different from Smash. Everyone will essentially have access to new content without having to pay. With everyone on an equal playing field, nobody will feel like they're missing the new character if they can't pay. They only have to play. Hopefully, unlocking isn't too grindy. Lastly, I asked Slackers if he thought we'd get better community support in the long run because of Multiverse's nature as an ongoing game. I do. I honestly think and believe PFG will not only listen to their player base, but will adjust and make necessary changes. The players will help dictate what comes into the game, which in turn helps the game keep growing. Hopefully, seeing someone that follows the game this closely have such an optimistic view of its ideas gave you a peek into just how much faith followers of this game have in its launch, and I'd say I stand with them on that. The real way to replace Smash Bros. Isn't by using its formula. While there are many advantages to a one-time purchase game, and it's generally what players prefer for their games, this free-to-play model has the potential to breathe new life into Multiverses again and again for years to come, allowing it to revitalize the scene as much as we need it. It's my belief that Multiverses will surpass the potential of Smash Bros. Through its combined communication, respect for players, and an understanding of how to support itself for many years. If future platform fighters adopt any of these foundations in response, they'd be one step closer to killing Smash. However, what I think we should all remember is that we only wanted to kill Smash to begin with because of its misuse. Even Smash is not beyond redemption, if only Nintendo were to adopt a little of PFG's philosophy. What we're really waiting for the release of here isn't the game itself, it's the basis of what can become an ever-growing, timeless platform fighter. The savior of platform fighters. We've seen in the past few days, following the cinematic trailer's release, that there are plenty of people passively interested in the game that'll come out of the woodwork closer to launch more and more, so I'd urge you to join the hype train if you're not already with us, because this game continues to prove itself worthy of your attention. I'd like to extend some warm gratitude to Slackers for his time and help, and you can find him in the description. I'm also pretty eager to promote a few things, so excuse my shilling while I go ahead and unwrap those for you. First off, a huge shout out to the Jar Bros, the most dedicated guys in the character wishlist channel of the Multiverses Discord. These chads have gotten such an obscure character as Jaro to the point of surpassing just about everyone else, including Joker, in request numbers, being topped by only Ben 10 to my knowledge. Secondly, the Multiverses Arcade Discord is the best community hotspot you can find, and if you're at all interested in getting into that community, this is the best place to start. Lastly, I actually have a guild server set up and ready to go for launch, with a bit of a theme around Star the Conqueror. If you're interested in forming a guild community prior to the game's launch, why not give us a try? Advertisement aside, I'd genuinely really love to hear your thoughts on Multiverses and my stupid opinion pieces on it. You're welcome to leave a comment here or engage with me a bit on Twitter. I hope you'll check out Multiverses if you haven't already, and that all of you alpha testers have a great time with it in the next week. Thanks so much for stopping by. I really appreciate your time, and I really hope this game gets more attention. It means a lot to me.